Hey everybody, it's Wayne again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Monday, April 27th. Well, a lot happened over the weekend in sports, Philadelphia sports. Let's talk about it. I'm taping this at 10:14 Monday morning, and so far the Phillies have not made a move as far as firing the manager and general manager and hitting coach. Uh, they should. They should. They have the worst record in baseball. Uh, a pathetic road trip. The team is being outscored. Run differential is crazy. It's not even close. The Mets suck too, but the Phillies were worse. Uh, are you going to put up with this shit? I mean, are you going to go to games later this summer? I mean, the Phillies suck. You know, the owner is too obsessed with stripping the ballpark of nostalgia and charm. Oh, let's get rid of the clock. Let's get rid of Harry the Kings. Instead of focusing on the baseball team. Who cares? Who cares about the ballpark if you don't have a winning baseball team playing in the book? You know, Dave Dombrowski's done a horrible job. We all know that. He needs to be fired. I've said all along, he's got one foot out the door anyway. He wants to go to Nashville where he has a home, hoping that they're going to get a franchise down there and somehow he's going to be involved in the franchise. He's a shell of himself. He hasn't been aggressive in years now. He's the architect of this team. He put this team together and they stink. The fans knew better during the off season. They weren't better. He made the stupid statement, we're content with this team. You're content to be losers. Because we all knew this team wasn't going to be as good. Ranger Suarez is on the team. They didn't do anything to improve themselves. Zach Wheeler was just coming back from injury. They gave Aaron Nola this bad contract. JT Realmuto has a bad contract. They gave him 3 years where nobody wanted to do 3 years. He's a declining shell of himself. They're paying the price for Bryce Harper. They re-signed Kyle Schwarber. He's got 9 home runs, a big work. Trey Turner. Really, what is Trey Turner? That, this team stinks. Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott, stink, 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 stink. The Phillies always have a history of over-evaluating the no players. They're so-called prospects. If you're going to do it, go on. Dave Dombrowski made the mistake and tried to sit on the fence. He wouldn't go all in and trade Justin Crawford and one of the young players, even though he knew these old guys are getting old, the window is closing for contention for a World Series. He tried to straddle the fence. And he failed. That's the thing. People are arguing on social media. Fire this guy first, fire Dombrowski, fire Thompson, fire. Who cares? They all failed. They are all failures. The owners are failures because they spent stupid money. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, you have to spend it wisely. John Middleton trusted Dave Dombrowski because he has gotten teams over the hump in other cities like Boston. But he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. He's had plenty of time. It's time to get his ass out of town. And I thought first thing this morning they would do, but so far that's typical Phillies for them. The dragging their feet, They won't make a decision. Make up your freaking mind, John. I don't blame the manager totally, but he's made a lot of mistakes too. This team seems like they tuned him out. They have given up. They do. They're playing like zombies, like he is. He stands in the dugout like this, looking at his stupid charts like this mentor JoJo. And is he alive? Did that do? They say the team is a reflection of the original walking. So this team is a dead team walking. The Phillies are a dead team walking. And you can't say they are because they have the worst record in baseball and they're playing that shit. And we're not even at equal. Who are they going to bring up for reinforcements? Nobody. Yeah, it's going to take Andrew Taylor a while to get his feet wet in the major leagues. Justin Crawford, he's okay. I don't like his defense. And to think that they held this guy back from trading him or winning him, the prospects are just prospects. They're called prospects for a reason. And the Phillies always have a history of overvaluing the young talent. So to think that maybe they could have gotten a Stephen Kwan from Cleveland or somebody like that. I'm not saying Kwan specifically, somebody like that who would actually help because they were so afraid to trade. Well, you know what? If you're afraid to trade Justin Crawford, you're indicting yourself because that means that you don't have anything else on the floor. Good organizations, they'll have a draft, they know how to sign players. And okay, if you lose someone, there's always someone else to fill in. That's what the Dodgers do. That's what the Yankees do. So it is just unbelievable. Phillies fans are going crazy because we're not used to this kind of baseball. We were pampered and spoiled for a long time. We didn't win a World Series since 2008, but we were pampered. It's good baseball. Now we suck again. Back to the old Ruben Amaro days. I hope to God Ruben Amaro, the nice guy that he is, does not get the G.M. Jr. Oh, God. No, no, no. No. He's part of the problem. He kept a lot of his old crew ran too long. Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, they were all shelling themselves by the time they went to the team. When he traded Cole Hamels, 2015, he didn't get back when he should have. Cole Hamels was his ace in the hole. Best pitcher in baseball, just threw a no-hitter. He could have got a king's ransom for Cole Hamels. Good to trade that money. He did not. He did not. Don't rehire him. Don't even think about it. Okay? Don't even think about it. It doesn't matter who goes first. They all need to go. Clean house. The Red Sox did investing that. Fired the manager, fired the GM, hitting coach, pitching coach, clean house. That's what the Phillies need to do. John Middleton needs to grow up there and do it. Do it. Do it. Who's going to go to the freaking ballpark this summer? It's a shame because the All-Star game is coming to Philly for the machine. Middleton seems to be too worried about the All-Star game and different things off the field rather than focusing on the team. I'll be very, very disappointed on this fourth day if Middleton doesn't make some changes today. Big changes. If he's just going to draw this out and draw this out, they're not going to get any better. The Phillies took a long time to get bad, and it's going to take them a while to get good again. And you can't sign free agents next offseason and then try and patch things up. Phillies they're paying the price for not having a good farm system, not drafting wisely. When they make deals, it seems like they're always going for these broken down players, pitchers, you know. Bad contracts. Aaron Nolan, real to it looks like Schwarber's in that contract. Why not turn the page? I'd rather see the young guys come in. Gage Wood. You about the stigma in their team. Do you really want to see Aaron Nolan get into the cabinet again? He's one of the worst pitchers in baseball, and he has been one of the sports pitchers in baseball for a while. So, Phillies need to make changes. Hopefully, it begins today. Flyers. One of the few positive bits of news in the city. You didn't expect them to sweep the Penguins. The Penguins are a veteran team. Flyers, don't forget, the Flyers they're still young kids, most of them. They won 3 in a row, that's great. But Pittsburgh is a seasoned team. You didn't think Pittsburgh was just going to lay down, roll over, and let this young Flyers team sweep them. That's not going to work that way. I'd be surprised if the Flyers won tonight. I think Pittsburgh goes back to Pittsburgh and wins to them. That forces a game 6. That is the game the Flyers need to win at home to wrap up the series. But God forbid the Flyers lose tonight, then they lose again in game 6. They go to game 7, which is at Pittsburgh. I didn't expect the Flyers to win. Or Saturday, I really didn't. Because they're just getting their feet wet in the playoffs. But did we even expect the Flyers to make the playoffs this year? The fact that they're there and they're doing so well is like icing on the cake. But for them to go out and sweep a Penguins team, an experienced Penguins team that's probably they're not going to do that. Just be happy if the Flyers wrap up the series, whether it be tonight, game 6, game 7. Be happy and move on. Sixers. You didn't really think the Sixers were going to beat the Celtics, did you? All these people going down. I don't blame you with the playoff game. It was 1-1. Sixers stole the game up in Boston. That's good. Boston is a seasoned team, veterans again. They know what they need to do. They can turn it on anytime. Sixers, come on, even with a band, they're just not good enough. They haven't been good enough for a long time. And you and I know that. And for these fans, the delusional Sixers fans, think they were going to beat Boston in the series, compete with Boston, they're not. And in the end, when the smoke clears, whether the Sixers win tomorrow night and get in Boston or not, they're going to get kicked out of the playoffs again in the first round. The Sixers are no closer to a championship than they were before. And now they're a year older. Paul George, bad contract. Joel Embiid, bad contract. Can't stay healthy. I give him credit for coming back last night. But Celtics are just too good. As I said in the show the other day, if the Celtics are hitting their threes, Sixers have no chance. Threes beat twos. Duh. Celtics are better as far as hitting their threes than the Sixers are. Sixers need a lot of help, and I've said before, rebounding. Josh Harris, Daryl Morey, Nick Nurse failed to address rebounding. They're getting killed on the glass again by Boston. They've needed rebounders for a long time. Andre Drummond is one of the best rebounders in NBA history, but he's old. He can't play all the time. Come on. How badly have the Sixers needed a power forward, someone who could get 15, 20 rebounds a game? Come on. Sixers have needed that for a long time. You can't expect Baxi to carry the burden, right? You can't expect the rookie in the region bench code to cover the record and beat close. No. Speaking of Sixers have made that, their bench, Boston's bench is Sixers this year. It was carried. Oh, Sixers were in the perfect trade at the Phillies. On the fence, not bad enough to get high draft, but not good enough for the championship. They need to clean house too. Josh Harris, hopefully with 17, he doesn't care. Fans allow themselves to get ripped off. Hello. by buying the merch and buying into this team. How did the Sixers screw you enough with bad signings, bad trades? Did you forget what they traded Jeremy? Okay, how much more can the Sixers score until you say have had enough? Fire the Durst, especially if that what was he did. This team is no closer to the championship than the other. Fire with Nichols. I like the draft, but we won't know until these things. Plan. Leonard, hopefully, becomes a great wide receiver. And it looks like the Eagles are molding the offense to team, and we will post AJ Brown, June 1st. We can't just give it away. And we're going to have to get something back from him, something good. Apparently, the 27 draft is deeper than the draft we just had. So maybe Howie will stock up on draft picks from each team. He still has 10 key, the ace in the hole. You can trade him. Teams need quarterbacks. So Howie still has a few moves to make before this season starts in September. We'll see what else he does. Leonard won the Blitnikoff Award as receiver one. The tight end won the Mackey Award for the tight end of the year. It looks like a good draft. They drafted this Nigerian kid. Hopefully they can teach him how to play football, but they did Jordan Allen. And he could take over maybe for Nate Johnson. We don't know. Eagles have set themselves up well because they do have assets to trade. They will have more draft picks, more valuable draft picks next spring. And if you don't have what you need right now, you fill in the gaps. If you still need offensive line help is over. Who's going to beat the Eagles in the division? The Giants are better, but the Giants, the draft didn't impress. Cowboys, Cowboys have a long way to go. So does Washington. To me, Eagles were still the class of the East. And we've had the offense. New offensive coordinator. It's always tricky when you change coordinators. To me, the Eagles are still the class of the NFC East and still have a shot at getting through the NFC for the Super Bowl. We lost points. The Rams draft sucks. How could they pick number 13 and go for a quarterback who wasn't supposed to be picked until later in the first round when they set it out? What message has that sent to the quarterback they have right now? It's just stupid. These teams are stupid. Anyway, I like where the Eagles are. I trust Howie Roseman. And we still have a long way to go to training camp and a long way to go until the season starts. Things will happen June 1st or maybe to make this Eagle team better and set up for the again, the Eagles are perfect, but they do have a plan. And they do have guys who are running the team like Howie Roseman, who knows what the hell he's doing. Unlike the Sixers and the Phillies. The Eagles are relevant now. They're trying to win now, but they're also setting themselves up for the future. You can't say the same thing for the Sixers and the Phillies. Is there a future for the Sixers and the Phillies? No. The Sixers and the Phillies are stuck with bad deals, bad contracts, untradeable players, older players, declining players, and not too many prospects on the horizon. So it is what it is. And that's what the weekend was. I would be surprised if the Sixers get kicked out of place to Boston. They're not going to get a couple Flyers probably lose tonight, come back to Philly, better win game 6 in Philly. Philly's no change. They started homestand tomorrow and playing Giants 3 games. Giants were great, but I mean, anything goes with this Phillies team. I mean, it's hard to make changes now. Nobody's going to want to trade with you now. Everybody still feels that in shot. Even Colorado beat the Mets in a doubleheader for New York. Colorado. So we're whining about the Phillies, but the Mets too. It really looks like, even though we're not able to beat them, the Braves and all the teams are the class of this Eastern Division in baseball, because give the Braves credit, even though they have been hurt too much, their core is performing. Olsen, Acuna, they're performing. They gave these guys contract extensions a while ago. And they're coming through. Phillies, not so much. Not so much. The Phillies are a heartless team. We saw it in the playoffs in the last couple of years. And yet Dave DeGrassi and John Middleton, Rob Thompson wanted to run this same team back, even though they broke our hearts how many years in playoffs and choked. We knew Alec Bogue, a lot on his mind, suing his parents, which is unbelievable. Phillies did one back, tried to trade him during the offseason. Nobody wanted him. And now you say to Alec Bogue, well, come back for 1 year, and then we'll ease Aiden Miller next year, because we're going to let you be free agent after this shit. The guy's all screwed up in the head. I know that. He's not that good of a ball player either. And he's getting old. He's pushing 30 years old. That's Alec. Bryson Stott, I don't even want to talk about him, because he's the one player I thought was good out of the Christmas. That he stinks. Now they're back and playing Bermuda Associate second piece. They're like, stop already. Stop already. Stop already. And Bermuda Associate is what he is. You play him too much, you expose him. He's a good utility player. He's not an everyday player. Stop it. We came into the season knowing that the Phillies outfield is the worst in baseball. The worst. And they still are the worst. They took a chance on Garcia. He's not doing it soon. There's a reason why Texas parted ways with him. The Phillies are just, they're not even an average team anymore. They're not even mediocre. They're the worst freaking team in baseball, my friends. Worst. John Middleton doesn't do anything tonight. That's it. You got it. I don't blame you guys. If you have season tickets or you have tickets like I don't, sell them. There's more things to do in the summertime. To go down there and pay for parking, pay for concessions, pay for merch, and waste your time seeing the Phillies lose. More things to do. Best thing to do, sell your tickets, get something back from them, find something else to do. So go to the beach, spend time with your family, spend time outdoors, go to concerts, go to other sporting activities. There's plenty to do in the summertime. You're not stuck going to Citizens Bank Park and watching a dreadful Phillies team. You're not stuck doing that. You have a mind in you. Show John Middleton you are not going to stand up for him. You are not going to take it. You're not showing up this summer. All-Star game or no All-Star game. You're not going to line his pockets, because the only thing a lot of these others know, Josh Harris included, is this: money, money, money. You have to make a statement in their wallet for them to take notice. If you say, Sixer fans, Philly fans, I'm staying away until you improve this freaking team. You hit them in the pocketbook and you send a message. Don't just show up like Philly fans, Sixer fans, like cattle, like lemmings, like clueless robots showing up. Why? Why are you going? I'm the biggest Philly fan as there is, and I'm not going this summer. I'd rather sell the tickets at Center Field. They aren't even fun to watch. Are they fun to watch these days? Do you like? You can't wait to turn the TV on and watch the Phillies. Like that. A lot of times you can't get the Phillies because whatever, or the Sixers. They're on all these different Peacock and Prime, and what the hell is that? Before with the NBA, you the players would have been TBS, ESPN. You knew it. Now, because fans were stupid enough to open the door with Prime Video, Peacock, now all these um, stations are screwing it because you can't watch it on the air if you wanted to. Only on certain days. You're going to pay a little extra. That's the way it is in most sports nowadays. You fans, including myself, opened the door by paying for NFL playoff games. Paid. Now the door is wide open. And there's more talk and more talk and more talk, even the NFL. This fans can't get enough of. They're going to make you pay for certain playoff games. Why? Because they can do it. The demand is there. Until fans get strong enough and said, I'm not going to pay anymore. I'm going to pay enough for streaming services. I'm not going to do it. Then the others in the leagues are just going to keep taking advantage of you and asking for more and more and more because they know that you're going to pay it. And if you're young and you have a lot of money and you're stupid enough, you're going to do it fine. Well, then don't be surprised and don't bitch later on when playoffs, even the Super Bowl they anyway, are on pay-per-view. When you're going to have to pay extra just to watch the friggin' playoffs. Don't complain, because that's the way to go with. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'll be back either later today if the Phillies make a move. If not, I'll be back sometime in the week and talk more about what's going on in Philadelphia sports. Take care and thanks for watching. Peace and love.